Welcome back to my YouTube channel, aka my office today. I'm Ron with 41 Trading. We deal in militaria, antiques, collectibles, trading cards, just about anything of value. We try to find cool stuff, get it to people at a good price. Back with a here's what sold this month video. It's been a month since I've done one of these videos, and last time I talked, things weren't really going well. There weren't many sales the last week of May, the first week of June, but things really picked up in June, probably around the middle of June. I think part of that might be because I became a top-rated seller on eBay, which is not, it sounds better than it actually is. It's a pretty low bar to get over, but uh, it's easy to fall out of it if you don't know what you're doing, which I think if I had made two more mistakes in terms of shipping something without uploading a tracking number, I wouldn't have made it. But as long as you're keeping customers happy, playing by the rules, you can become a top rated. And I think that might have really helped bump up sales in the last 2 or 3 weeks. But that might just be coincidence because the pickup in sales did start a few days or weeks before that officially happened, according to eBay. But it is also odd that it would happen at all, considering it's summer and it is a slow season. So let's just get into, I got 12 or 13 things here that I wanted to highlight that sold. First, you can see here, Raising Arizona VHS tape. It's opened. This was a really dumb thing to buy. It's on this list because it has a really high ROI. I suppose if I was doing a lot of VHS tapes and you could do this in volume, it could work. For me, it was a waste of time. I ended up making $2.19 net on it. So, I think I'm just going to stay away from VHS tapes in the future. Took 5 months to sell. These things sit around taking up space, and you don't make any money, any dollars on them. I've still got a whole bunch of VHS tapes that I got to get rid of. At some point, they're probably just going to get donated back to Goodwill for a 20% off coupon. This was cool. This sold through eBay International to someone in Argentina. It's a Manchester United quarter zip hoodie by Adidas. Nice ROI on it. It's kind of a low dollar. I think I listed mine for 40 and took an offer on it. I listed it for 50 and took an offer of 30 on it. 50 was high. I think I had price checked it and maybe I just saw, maybe I made a mistake or was looking at something similar, but most had sold for around $30 to $40. So I'm like, okay, it's a pretty quick sell too. Let's just get rid of it. Made 23 bucks on it. That was nice. This is really cool. I have two of these. I'm keeping one for the moment because I might want to find a base that this goes on. So this is a hurricane lamp or a Gone with the Wind lamp. They are usually kind of two pieces. So there's a big base, glass or ceramic base, and then an upper globe of glass or ceramic. This is a glass one. It's called milk glass because of the white opaque glass that it's made of. And there's also usually a chimney which goes through the center of this. They're electric lights. I think a lot were made in China in the 60s and 70s and imported. This one is probably a bit older or made in the USA. I've noticed a lot of the Chinese ones, they have much more simple patterns. There might just be a pattern on one of the sides, so to speak. If you think of, each cardinal direction being a side, there might just be like something on the front here on these cheap Chinese ones. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. That's just what my instinct tells me, and from context, because I bought a couple others which are not as nice as this, and they were pretty clearly made in China. Although even the Chinese ones go for a little bit of money. The other two that I picked them up for a couple bucks a piece. So even if they don't sell for a lot, you can probably make 20, 30 bucks on them. This came from Goodwill actually, and it was sitting on top of a lamp with a mismatched base as a yellow ceramic base. But even these replacements sell, and they sell quick. This sold in less than a day. Uh, Made a pretty nice profit on that for the short investment, and learned a lot about these hurricane lamps, which is nice. So this can I think I've talked about the Klipsch speakers before. The control pods actually sell separately from the speakers, and you can actually get more by parting it out, so to speak. So this control pod, it integrates the speakers with the bass system, the subwoofer system. Um, ROI was 0 because I allocated all of the costs to the speakers. Nice $26 profit on that. This I picked up quite some time ago, probably more than 2 months. It took a while to get it listed. Uh, this is a old pattern or old style of, what is it, Master Sergeant? Yeah, Master Sergeant. They went to doing 5 chevrons and then uh, one upper, or 5 stripes and 1 chevron. Although I think, whatever, 1 over the top and then 5 on the bottom instead of 5 on the bottom. Anyway, uh, not much to say about it other than it's a nice profit. Uh, I've found that these uniforms, I'm not exactly sure how to say what sells, but there's definitely patterns starting to emerge in terms of what sells in uniforms and military surplus. This is just a really odd thing to find and pick up. I picked it up for $5 at a Blue Jay estate sale. Sold it very quickly. I probably underpriced it, but I don't know how these things are priced. You know, a lot of the things that I was looking at had more corrosion on the metal. This one had a few dings in it. I won't bother showing you the pictures. Who cares? That just tiny little dings. Nothing major. A little bit of corrosion, but overall a pretty solid piece. And I tried to price it at a little bit of a premium to the stuff that was in rougher shape, but maybe I still underpriced it, but who cares? It was not that difficult to ship either. I was able to find a box that fit this pretty well. And this is just, 20 bucks shipping is just a function of an increase in shipping prices lately. I think it went via FedEx, which was the cheapest option. FedEx is showing up as the cheapest option in a lot of cases lately, with the temporary surcharges on ground advantage, etc., etc. And unfortunately, a lot of customers don't know to change shipping options, so I've defaulted to FedEx Ground on things. If I spot check and see, okay, if say I'm shipping it to Miami, how much is this going to cost? Um, if FedEx is the best way to do it, I'll do that as the default. I'll try to guide buyers into that option because most people just go with the default. They don't change it on eBay. This was super cool. Really nice ROI, $3 at Goodwill. Battery tested it. Powers on. Zoom shutter works, all that stuff. I learned from somebody on eBay, Jason Resells, that I think that's this channel, that these things sell for a lot of money, and sure enough, and it sold quick, which was really nice. And these are lightweight; they don't take up a lot of space. This was a tough sell, so I negotiated with the guy on this. He sent me an $80 offer, which was not going to work. I paid 60 bucks for these, so I would have lost money after fees. He came back with 100. I said 130 lowest offer. Waited a month. He came back and said 120. I said fine, I'll do that. Uh, is there somebody out there who would have paid 130? Probably, but I didn't really want to wait. Shoes, they're heavy. They take up a lot of space. You know, I got 33 bucks for that, and that's what, 10 times the size of this camera, which I also got 30 bucks for. I'd rather just try to find 30 more cameras or 10 more cameras or whatever. You're not going to do that, but who knows what else is out there that's the size and weight of this camera that you can sell for 30 bucks. These were brand new. They didn't have tags. Well, I shouldn't say they were brand new without tags. There was wear on the leather sole, so you could tell it had been lightly used, but very lightly. Somebody might have worn it one time to dinner or something. This I did not expect to sell. I don't know if it was a collectible purchase or a practical purpose. Um, these are this type of hard hat is for, I think, welders, uh, steel mill workers, things like that, things where you're in very high heat environments. Whatever this is made out of, I forget what it's made out of. But I did not expect this to sell. I got two. The other was oh, the name's gonna slip my mind. It was the aluminum MSA, a McDonald T hat. It was a front bill. It wasn't the full brim, and it actually had a 1960s construction project for the Little Goose Dam, I believe. I thought that was going to go fast, and it was going to go first. This sold in a week for a $35 profit, which is great because I still think I'll sell that McDonald T hat at some point. I'm gonna make a lot of money on this purchase, right? So I paid $12.80 for both hats, um, and then split the cost equally across them. I think I mentioned this in a here's what I bought video. These sold pretty quick and for a really healthy profit, $4. These are hand painted Costa Boda Kindone little champagne flutes mini. They're like 4 or 5 inches tall, but somebody wanted one. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if my other wine glass has sold. I think someone was interested in it, but there's only one of those, so still waiting to find somebody who has a broken one of their pair. This was really cool. Another quick sell, probably underpriced it, but I'm always nervous with these electronics, which I guess it shouldn't matter because if you sell it for a low price and you have free returns on and it doesn't work, you're still going to get it back. So you may as well just sell it for more, list it for more and sell it for more. Did I take an offer listed for 74 and paid full price? I turned it on, function checked it, had an antenna. The way these work is really interesting. So there are crystals that you plug into a circuit board or control board or whatever, and each crystal is tuned to a certain frequency. And so there was no way for me to tune it, and unfortunately nothing was picked up on any of the crystals that were installed in there. But you could see that the functions worked, the scanning functions, channel select functions all worked, squelch worked, volume, uh, the volume of the static changed. So chances are it 100% worked, and buyer was willing to take that chance as well. So really cool little education on radio equipment and a really nice profit. And most of the stuff I've picked up at Goodwill. So everybody's saying Goodwill sucks and the prices are too high. Stay away, don't go. Let me buy it all. This was an auction buy. Price checked this on eBay and got it cheap at auction. And here we are with $75 profit. It was really tough to ship, almost 30 bucks to ship, went FedEx, but basically just took all 4 of these boxes. So there were 4 struts, one for each tire, shrink wrapped all of them together, and then did I put it in a box? I think I might have just taken some large sheets of cardboard that I had laying around and just formed it around this larger square of shrink wrapped boxes, rectangle of shrink wrapped boxes, and taped it all up and gave it some heft, gave it some form, gave it some shape, so that it could be thrown around on FedEx trucks and whatnot, and shipped that out for a really nice profit. Sold quick, uh, but I was really lazy about getting that listed, so um, it's been nice selling all this stuff, realizing that I shouldn't be lazy because if I'm not lazy, I can make more money. So this was a cheat code. So this was something I think I might have mentioned this in a video at some point. Uh, Ordered one of these last year. It was damaged in transit. They sent me another one. They never asked for the old one back, so I sold it as open box damaged. This you can see the crack there where it was damaged somehow. And somebody was like, "Hey, you want to do 300?" I was like, "No, I'll do 450 for you." And it was like, "Well, let me know if you want to do 400." And so many times I was tempted to message him back and say, "I'll do 400," but it just took time, and somebody finally paid the full 503 spot 70 for it. Which was a little trick I've heard is if you put a very specific price on something that is sort of unique, sort of has unique properties, then you can get buyers to infer that, oh, this seller must know something about how exactly this is priced and be more open to accepting the price that you are asking on something. And this was, just pure cash flow for me. And yeah, it's on there because it's the biggest thing. Unfortunately, it's hard to repeat because I, know, don't have any more, and I can't source anymore unless I just want to, you know, buy stuff and then break it and then ask for returns, which I'm not going to do. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just joking. Um, so that's uh, that's everything that I think is worth mentioning that has sold in the last month. And it's July. We've already had sales today and things that shipped out today. And in June, there was also a really big secret lair drop from Wizards of the Coast. I made a lot of money on that. Um, and it seems like they do one big drop a month. So in July, I'm hoping that I can do enough scalping to make up for this $500 revenue shortfall that will be non-repeatable in July. But it seems like it's actually fairly easy to do. Wizards does not care that much about purchasing limitations of 2 per customer that they, you know, sort of put out as a guideline, so to speak. So July, well, especially with the amount of stuff listed, the possibility that being a top-rated seller is boosting my visibility in the algorithm. Really optimistic about July and things growing from here. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, hitting the like button, hitting subscribe, putting questions, comments, concerns in the comments, sending an email, checking out the eBay store. See you next time.